Alright, so starting today's upload, gentlemen, starting this video, gentlemen, at least on this English channel, I wanted to spice things up. I wanted to change things a fair bit. And I was getting quite stagnant in my office space, so I thought I'll get out and I'll give you something much more valuable, something very exciting and interesting to learn from. In this upload, gentlemen, in this new series of new uploads, gentlemen, I'll be sharing a few things that has helped me become a better man. Today, I'll be talking about 10 books. This is the part 1 of this two-part series where I'll be sharing you my favorite 10 books that has helped me learn more about business and learn more about myself, help me with my personal development and be a better man. In this first part, however, we'll talk about the 5 books that has changed my personal life, that has helped me be a better man, that has helped me understand the importance of productivity, work ethic, discipline, goals, life lessons and all that good things. In the second part, we'll talk about the 5 books that has helped me and my business incredibly well. So I hope this series is something you look forward to. I hope this series is something that teaches you a thing or two about life and a thing or two about businesses. If you are someone who wants to start something of their own, I hope this video serves you well. So my name is Mayank Bhattacharya. This is Men's Essentials. I hope you all like this new setup where we are just on our way to a new office space. I hope you all are excited about the plenty more videos that's about to be there on both these English and Hindi channels. But yeah, more on that later. My name is Mayank Bhattacharya. This is Men's Essentials. Let's roll the intro. Alright, so now we are refueling, so I have some time. The very first book that I would recommend you read, the very first book that I recommend you have, or I recommend you own, or especially hear to on Audible is this. This is Jocko Willink's Extreme Ownership. Gentlemen, this is one of the finest books when it comes to self-development and improvement. If you really want to learn about discipline, if you really want a structured and a routine life, and if you really want to enjoy true freedom in your life, it has to be done. It can only be done by instilling some discipline in you. I mean, if you're someone who likes to name blame, and if you're someone who is very scared to own up to his mistakes and do the right things, be the man in charge, then this book is something that is going to teach you a lot about that lifestyle. And this book, The Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, is one thing that you have to read to be a better man. I mean, this guy is a retired Navy SEAL officer. He clearly knows what he's talking about. He knows a whole lot more about leadership. And yes, this book can also help you be a better leader in general. So if you want to start something of your own, or if you want to learn about leadership, if you want to be a better leader, if you want to instill some discipline upon yourself, if you want to own your own mistakes and your flaws and your own good behavior, if you really want to succeed in your life and do the right things the right way, this is one book that you have to start reading right now. And yes, in case you can afford the Audible version of this, the audiobook version of it, I would highly recommend you read this thing as well, because these guys have worked very hard on the Audible. They have given their own personal story in a very effective, in a very narrative way, which I really liked. I really enjoyed the whole time. In case you haven't heard of it, in case you are still giving it a shot, give this book a read. Check out this guy's podcast, Jocko Willink. You will learn a whole lot more about life, leadership, discipline, and owning your own life your own way. Alright, so the second book on the list, the second personal development book on the list is the book that has helped me a lot with social dynamics. It's a book that has helped me a lot to understand how do you communicate, how do you understand women and be a better man. The book is none other than Neil Strauss' The Game. I mean, if you are new to social dynamics, if you really want to be a good husband and a good father, this is something that will help you a lot understanding the opposite sex, and this is something that will help you a lot with you being a better man in general. The whole idea of abundance, the whole idea of you wanting to learn more about communication skills, you learning the art of man and woman conversation, you learning the art of masculine and a feminine conversation is very well written and explained in this book by Neil Strauss. He is a man who has been out there in the field teaching men a lot about social dynamics way before social dynamics was even a real thing, and he has covered it beautifully in this book. In case you haven't, I'll add all these books link in the description box. Click it open, check it out, and give this one a read or hear this one on your audiobook as fast and as soon as you can. This is one book that I cannot recommend. This is one book that I cannot hard press on enough. Gentlemen, the third book, the third most important book for your personal development and to help you be a better leader or to help you understand your goals a whole lot better is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. This is a book beautifully written and beautifully told, and this will give you a whole new perspective on why should you do something and why is your life the way it is and why are big businesses doing it so great and why is Google being Google, why is Amazon being Amazon, and what's their motive, how can you start your own life in a concept where you can have a reason to live, where you can have a definite pathway to success. If you really don't know, or if you really don't have a clue about your life, if you really don't have a clue about your aspiring business that you want to work on, Starting with Why or Start with Why is the book that I would recommend you read and give a fair shot, because this one will help you a lot to understand the whole reasoning, the whole motive of what is it that makes you the successful man, or what is it that inspires you to be a very well-read or a very successful man in general. I mean, whether it's about you being a successful man, or if it's about you running a successful business or being a successful leader, this book actually depicts the whole narrative of why smart businesses are doing it so great, and how can you do it, how can you have a clear why, how can you find a clear motive, a clear intention, and work on it 10 times harder than usual. If you want to really 10x your business, this book by Simon Sinek is going to help you a lot more than anything else. Oh, by the way, we are in this cool new place, checking out a new office space, which should be pretty cool and pretty interesting to have. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for a whole lot more of Men's Essentials, both Hindi and English, minus the room echo. Stay tuned, gonna be fun. Anyway, the fourth book on the list, the fourth book for your personal development and for your self-improvement is this. This is Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. If you are not aware of real social dynamics, if you are not aware of the whole methodology, the whole mindset of the real social dynamics, this is a crash course to it. There are only few things you should be caring about in your life. There are only few things that should affect you on a daily basis in your life. And this book enables you, this book helps you define and learn those things, or it helps you focus on those things and therefore be a better man in general. In case you haven't given this book a fair shot, he has this other book also which is pretty interesting, which I'll talk about later in this series, but this one is something that you should totally read and give a fair shot to. I mean, I have been following real social dynamics for a very long time, so I knew the basics of it, but this will come very handy to everyone else who hasn't read, who hasn't researched, or who hasn't thought of real social, who hasn't heard of real social dynamics till now. Who really, if you really want to be a better man and not overthink shit and be very selective about your attention and your time, Mark Manson's Subtle Art of Not Giving a Flying Fuck will help you a lot. Now, the last book on the list, the last recommendation on the list is a book that falls in both the personal development and business category. A book that can not only help you with your productivity, but will help you be a better leader and a better businessman. The book, gentlemen, is none other than The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. This guy is, by God, a freaking genius. If you really want to learn about how to be more productive, if you really want to be more productive, if you really want to learn the art of being more productive, the art of being a better leader, the art of how do you delegate work, how do you get more work done, how do you get your personal life sorted so that you can accomplish more in your personal life, how can you prioritize your life, how can you live a free life, how can you attain freedom, this book is a great one for you. Now, the title is very clickbaity, the title is very misleading as such. This book is not really about you working 4 hours a week. This book is about absolute productivity, crazy work ethic. Gentlemen, this book is about you being a better leader, you being able to delegate work, you being able to grow your business, make it a business and not your own individual self. This title, don't go for the title, don't go for this motto, because this is just a way to sell the book. This book has a whole lot of epic other things to learn from. Don't go by the title, just read it once, learn a bit more about productivity, learn a bit more about how can you use your time more effectively, more efficiently, and get a lot of shit done in a very less amount of time. I mean, there's this very big debate happening all the time, the hustle porn and you working hard 24/7, but nobody talks about the quality of work, nobody talks about being productive. You being busy at work is not as important as you getting productive work done. This book breaks down the basics of how do you get more productive, how do you be more productive, and how do you get more quality work done in a very short span of time. Give it a read in case you haven't. Links to all of it in the description box, and help yourself be a better one. Anyway, this was the first part of this 2-part series, gentlemen. This was the first part where I talked about, or where I shared a few personal development book, a few self-improvement book that I think you should read, that I think can affect your life, can change your life just like they did to mine. I mean, these are the books that I can swear by, these are the books that I cannot recommend you enough. Next week, however, I'll be talking about 5 more epic books that has helped me and my business exponentially. 5 business books that I think every man should read, 5 business books that have seen me and my business on a macro scale. So stay tuned for that, come back here next week to get that video. Anyway, for now, I'll get back to work, I'll head home and I'll keep making more videos. You don't forget to dress up, stay strong and stay stylish. There's a dog there, so I'll probably pet that dog, but I'll see you in the next one. Gentlemen, thanks a lot for watching. This is Men's Essentials. I'm Mayank Bhattacharya. I'll see you in the next one. Zai Hind.